Here we go. It's the Kopite podcast.
I can't fucking sum that up. I really can't. But we're going to try to. We're going to attempt to try and talk about that shower of shit that we've just witnessed. We've no Mick on the show, even though he was on it pre-match. We've had a substitution. Tim's back because Mick just blatantly just can't be arsed, and I don't blame him because just let you all in, about 20 minutes ago, we decided that we weren't going to do this because we just thought they don't fucking deserve our words to try and fucking fathom it. But we've come back on to try and fucking fathom it, and we want to see some of your comments and let us know, give us some good talking points. If there wasn't a big fucking talking point, is the fact that Liverpool have just lost 1-0 at home to Burnley. Matthew, I'm going to come to you first, mate. It was fucking awful. We've lost our home record. They were fucking shit. 50-odd crosses into the box, and we still couldn't figure out after 10 crosses that fucking passage of play was never going to fucking work. Matt, just talk to me. Just say something. Anything.
I mean, if we can figure it out, watching it, that Burnley are a big fuck-off unit of a team, and we're not. And we're loading the ball into the box 50 times, and it hasn't come off for us. Just... What more do you? How? Oh my! And the crosses weren't even good.
Exactly.
How many times did we hit the first man?
Mate, I think everybody had a fucking go at crossing, and then at some point, Minamino put in an awful cross that went too high straight for the far post. And I was just like, oh yeah, well he hasn't done one yet, so let him fucking get him on the score sheet of fucking doing a shit cross. Every fucking one of them were just fucking piss poor. Tim, if Origi puts that chance away in the first half, it's a different story, isn't it?
Oh. Well, we've talked about it in previous podcasts that Klopp is damned if he changes it and damned if he doesn't, and he's fucking damned today because of that being Marcella or Firmino or Mane. Well, you just get the feeling that they've fucking slotted it away, but in typical fashion, the one time we needed them and falls to fucking Divock Origi, who hasn't scored in 58. So since the Champions League final, it feels like he hasn't scored since.
Well, he scored in the last game of the season last year against Newcastle.
Yeah, so
touche. To be fair, though, I mean, I'm saying to be fair, how the fuck can I say that after what I've just witnessed? He hits the bar, do you know what I mean? But when you look at how wide of an angle he had, in terms of the amount of goal he could have hit, he should have put it away. No problem, shouldn't he? But you are right, Tim. At the end of the day, we said this on the pre-match show, didn't we? Matt Klopp was damned if he did it, damned if he didn't change it. And obviously, it still hasn't worked. So it just goes to show you, Matt, that Tim's right, hasn't it? Nothing's changed. You might have made those changes to the forward line, but nothing's changed.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I wrote it in the live blog. It's hard to believe that this is the same Liverpool team that's been free scoring for the past 4 years because no one's left. They've just forgotten how to score or forgotten how to build up today because, 50 crosses against Burnley tells you that they don't know what the hell to do. The div chance is massive. Don't want to go on about it, but the guy needs to slot that in. You can't call yourself a striker, get that chance, and then not bury it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that changes the whole complexion of the game. But even then, there's still 45 minutes to go out and beat Burnley. And they didn't. And you just knew that the further and further this match went on, it's like, all right, these lot are eventually they're gonna lob it forward and take a chance, and they did. And there's only two players that completely, for me, escaped criticism. And I know he gave away the penalty, but for me, that's Ali. Ali escapes all criticism for what he's done for the past few weeks. And Shaq, because I thought Shaq today was one of the only players that was worth his salt, and we only looked threatening when the ball was with Shaq. Everyone else needs to hang themselves and hang their heads in shame. And
fucking hell, hang themselves, Jesus Christ, Matt.
You know what? I'm going to take it a step further. I think Trent needs to be benched, and I want to see Nico Williams. This isn't just because of his poor crossing ability that was shown today. He doesn't tackle well, and Nico Williams, what he's going to give you is he's going to put his foot in, and sometimes we just needed him to put his fucking foot in, and he didn't. And it's just so frustrating.
Tim, we need a lot of people to put their fucking foots in, didn't we? Like you said, Alisson's bailed us out a couple of times, but then obviously there's the penalty where he brings him down, and I don't want to talk about that too much because besides that, Liverpool just fucking piss poor going forward yet again, and it just felt like it was just being fucking lazy. And I'm sorry, but if this motherfucker thinks he can join this podcast, he must be fucking joking. Right? Is he taking the fucking piss, him?
Yeah.
Look at him.
Experience and he's joining in.
I think Mick's had a wank, hasn't he? Now he's coming.
Yeah, I have.
Mick's had a wank. He's relaxed himself. He's chilling out, and now he's like, right, I've had my wank.
Stuff this in nice places and then film them. Crack on, boys. I was enjoying listening, so I thought I'd jump in.
Well, you can, in fact, tell you what, just fuck him off. Let's sorry, mate. Anyway, yeah, let's go back to what Mick. I'll come straight to you, mate. Obviously, just jumping on. Just how are you feeling right now? Just without summing up the game because we've done that. Just how are you feeling right now, and where you think we're going to go from here?
I don't know. I've
Thanks for that. Nice one.
Klopp keeps saying the right things. He's seeing good signs in the previous games. It's the same thing. But like Matt said, putting crosses into the box. What is the point? We're not playing it like those little balls into feet. We're just getting to the wing, crossing it in, and you're just like, what? It's the same shit over and over. Yeah, 50 crosses. 50 crosses we made.
What a stat there from Mick Morel.
I don't know where we go from here because I'm not looking.
That's it. You just don't know, do you, Tim? You look at it now when we're going. Oh, it's Sunday against Man United and all that sort of stuff. Right now, mate, I couldn't give a fuck. Football can just go for me. Do you know what I was so glad about the other day? I was speaking to lads in work because a lot of them live in Canada. I'm just so glad the hockey season's back because I've got something else to talk about. Because it's just that is keeping me sane at the minute because I have to fucking watch this shit week in, week out. But Tim, I just don't know what happens. Where do we go from here, mate? It's a good comment.
Well, you say that, but we've been a different side since he's gone out. So if he returns anything like he was before he got injured, then yeah, we will be a different side, and he will fix some of our issues going forward. Not all of them, clearly, because I mean, even when Hoodie was scoring, other guys were too, and that doesn't seem to be happening, and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, what a bunch of bollocks. And as much as we're going to come on this podcast, at this rate, we're going to come on the podcast every week and go, all right, well, this is a chance to turn the season around, or this is a chance for someone to step in and fill in someone's shoes. And it's going to be the same shit every week.
Every show now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's becoming boring, and it's as boring as that game was to watch. And I thought that we did actually well to mix it up in the first half. I thought we attacked through the middle quite well and tried something different, and then we fucking gave up and went to crossing the ball 825 times in 10 minutes. It was and every time down the right hand side, every single time for 15 minutes of the last 15 minutes of the second half, we literally didn't pass it over to the left hand side of the pitch at all. Mm-hmm. It was total bollocks. All Burnley did was stick 8 guys in the box, say, all right, go on then. But
that's it, mate. You know, Matt, Burnley played their game, didn't they? They played it really, really well. They knew exactly what they were going to do. They weren't worried about us at all. And, you know, credit to Burnley for the way they play football. Sean Dijk does a good job for playing that way of football that keeps them getting results like that. But fucking pricks, hang on, fuck off. I've got speaking and fucking wash my mouth out with soap for that bullshit there, trying to be fucking political. Fuck them, the pricks. Matt, did you give a shit about Sunday now?
No, I'm scared about Sunday, I'll be honest. I'm watching it with my girlfriend as a United fan, and when we originally said we'd watch it together, I was quietly confident, and now I'm bricking it because no, I don't want to watch that. If we play anything like that, we're done. I
tell you what, if we get beat on Sunday, I feel for her Sunday night. If you get beat,
I mean, we'll be done, and not 1-0 done. I mean, if we play like that, we're going to get ripped to shreds. And maybe, I mean, if we're 1-0 against Burnley and the home record gone doesn't wake them up, then a battering by United better wake them up. I'm glad I support Bilbao because I've got a trophy to celebrate this week.
Fucking Spanish bastard. You show off with your trophies. Mick, is there any point in trying to put anything into perspective of the last couple of years in terms of what we've achieved? And, are we've spoke about it for a long time on this show at the minute, where we think, right, we've joked about Liverpool having a bad patch and it's just never seemed to happen and all that sort of stuff. Whereas this is now going on for just over a month now, and it's not like it's a couple of games and that's our bad patch. This really is a fucking bad patch, isn't it?
It is, because we're now 6 points off Man United. In I know it's early days still, we're only halfway through, but it's concerning signs. Like, I know what J-Man Carl said, like, does Hotter fix anything? See him get Tim Hotter, not Yotta. I'm on it, lad. I'm on it. I think he does fix it, because he brings a bit of energy and he brings a bit of not being in this rut, because it just seems like it's like contagious now with everyone. Everyone's just like, Salah's not playing the same man. He's not full backs. Like, Trent was awful today. I think Shaq was probably the only player who was trying to get on the ball and make stuff happen, but even he was just swinging crosses in towards the end. And it's like, well, I don't know when it's going to end. Like, I don't know when Yotta's back. I think Klopp said a few weeks, but he said not 1 or 2. So that means to me 3 or 4. So I don't think he's going to be fit for City. I don't know when he's going to be fit, but we can't keep doing this, because when Thiago was out, we're like, well, once Thiago's back, we'll be okay. And it's not happened. When Yotta's back, it's going to be okay. And it probably will be a little bit, but we're not playing the same as we can, and teams know how to play against us now, and we need to switch it up, and we're switching it up isn't putting 50-yard crosses into the box against the side who are all over 6 foot.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we can do.
No, you're right, mate. And Matt, I just want to come to you with this question, because I've just read it now. There's quite a lot of variables that's happened over the last 12 months in terms of us winning the league with no fans there, considering it was the first one in 30 years and it meant the most to us. That we've not really had crowds in the stadium this year, bar a few games, which obviously when you're in Anfield especially does favour the lesser sides, really, because they haven't got that sort of pressure from the crowd and all that sort of stuff, especially at Anfield, because it always is the 12th man. Is it quite ironic, the fact that we've won the league in these circumstances and the subsequent seasons going the way it is, but we're just having no luck, are we, at the end of the day? Would you put it down to that? Because I can't really see what the fix is with the team at the minute. The defence really isn't the issue. It's the forward line. But I just don't see it. I don't know how do we fix it is probably the question I want to ask you.
I don't know. And the worrying thing is I don't think Klopp knows either. I mean, his switch up today kind of tells us all that he's trying to fix it. But we don't have short memories. We know that when it comes down to the crux of it, Liverpool are a very good side, reigning Premier League champions. We've been blessed with a very good side for the past 4 years, and that just hasn't changed overnight. But this isn't a blip anymore. This is a serious problem, and it's definitely a psychological problem. If you look at some of the players, Trent's head's just down. He just doesn't want the ball. Most of the players don't want the ball. So it's a psychological problem, and there's no way to fix it but playing through it, because you're not going to gain confidence by benching someone. But some of these performances warrant these players to be benched. It's what it is, and like I say, I think Trent should eat bench, and I think Nico Williams should start, because he's a big threat going forward. But first and foremost, I want my right back to be able to crunch someone, and Nico Williams is going to crunch someone. And sometimes all it takes is a big tackle to get your confidence up, and Trent just isn't going to put that big tackle in at the moment. And if he needs to
he's not suffering though, is he? He's not the reason we're not leaking goals, are we? I mean, they're not coming from the right side. But
I'm highlighting Trent just because I can see his replacement. His replacement is simple. But if I say take out Ox, there's a host of players to bring in. I wish we could bring in Naby, but he's what's wrong with him. Shaq needs to keep playing, because despite the team not playing well, I think he's playing well. But I don't see a clear fix, and that's the problem.
Tim, Matt. Tim, we look, and Matt has just made a really good point there. So you can't really see a problem with it. But Tim, we look at the date now. It's the 21st of Jan. We haven't signed a centre half, which we've been saying for months that's exactly what we've needed, because we've needed that stability. And I'm all for the pressure being on the front three because we're not scoring goals, but you got to think about the domino effect, haven't you? We've not signed a centre half, therefore Fabinho is still at the back. Therefore, he can't play in midfield. Endo hasn't been able to play in midfield because he had to support Fabinho. We need another centre half, don't we? And I feel now that would probably the only thing in my mind that could probably try and patch a part of this season up, because if we sign a centre half in January, we can keep Fabinho in midfield, we get that stability back in the midfield, and we can play the roundabout 11 that we want to play, can't we? But this has got to be a massive wake-up call now.
Yeah, I think the past 3 games really you can knock down to kind of like, if that's not going to not like wake you up and think, oh, we actually need to do something with this squad. If not, this Premier League is going to slip. We're going to slip up in the Champions League. You know, like if we go to Leipzig and play like that, they'll fucking kill us. They will absolutely kill us. They're electric going forward. They will absolutely slaughter us on the counter-attack. It just makes you wonder if, one, we need to bring in the likes of Militao. Yes, he's a cheap option, but for a quick fix, to throw him in and just throw your hat in the ring of like, oh, we tried something, you might as well. You know, you're not going to splash out. You're not going to splash out 50 million for him. It's 2.5 million for the rest of the year. And you know what? At least you can say you tried, because at this rate, what's the point? What's the point in carrying on and doing the same thing week in, week out? And we'll be sat here talking about exactly the same things week in, week out.
Yeah.
The other thing is it going to, like, do we need to change the way we play this? You know, the high press and having teams like, you know, just boxed in their own half. Like, it's not working at the moment. So why wouldn't we just let teams come onto us a little bit more and start playing a game that we're very, very good at, which is on the counter? Like, we are good. We are solid at the back still. I mean, yes, we do need another centre back, and like I just said, Militao would be brilliant. But if we started letting teams like Burnley come onto us and we started hitting them on the break instead of just consistently playing it around in their area and crossing the ball into 16 guys in the area, then maybe it would work. But the definition of insanity is doing something over and over and over and over again, and it's driving people insane watching this football because it's pointless at the moment.
Yeah.
Can I add
Matt, was you
something?
going to say something? Go on, Matt.
Yeah, because just following on from what Tim said, and I think he's kind of smashed it there. I think the only feasible way I can see this being fixed is for Klopp to get out of his comfort zone in regards to the transfer market. Now, Klopp's all he's done is, and he's done it very well, is buy for longevity. He's bought someone that he wants to form part of this project that's going to be at the club for a while. He has to scrap that and get someone in for now, because if not, this problem's just going to keep happening, because you guys have highlighted it. Apart from being able to move Fabi and Hendo back into the midfield where they belong, there's nothing else that he can try.
Yeah. Mick, we don't want to dwell on this too much. We've done 18 minutes of it. It's 18 minutes longer than I wanted to do. The final thing from you, Mick, and we'll bring it up as a topic. Are we now in a top 4 battle rather than a league title battle? Or can we claw it back? Because there's still a lot of games to play and no one is consistent at the minute, are they?
No, well, we're 19 games in, so we're exactly halfway through, aren't we? We're 6 points off. There's plenty of time, but it's not just a mini blip anymore. This is a proper blip, because coming up against Burnley, losing your home record, being 6 points off the top already, it can be clawed back, but I'd like the lads have smashed completely what the problem is, that it's a complete huge rethink needs to happen in terms of what to fix it, because our midfield usually are just there to defend for the flying fullbacks. Van Dijk and Gomez usually play loads of long balls. We don't see that anymore. What we see it now and again when Matip's in, Matip plays a long ball at the top, but usually what we're doing now is going to fullbacks and they're playing long balls down the wing rather than Van Dijk.
But they can't, can they? Because they can't go forward because they need to cover for the back. Exactly. We don't have that stability in defence, so we're losing that as ammunition, aren't we?
Yeah, it's like you said, Jay, it's a whole domino effect, and it's just affecting us way more than it usually does. Obviously, Van Dijk and Gomez have been out for a long time now already, and we've still managed to stay up there. It's just now, like losing Hendo tonight as well was a big one, a big blow as well, missing him in there. I mean, it's difficult to say we would have won that game if we had Henderson in there, but
yeah,
we probably would. Probably had a lot more of a chance to do it, but yeah. It's not over. It's not over. Like I'm not gonna give up hope. I'm not gonna start going on titles over like some people are doing, because 6 points is nothing. Like
This
more
year
teams
as
are gonna
well.
go through blips. Yeah, like Man City went through loads of like a big blip last year. Like if teams start losing players, whatever else comes into it, when fans can come back into the stadiums as well, whenever that is, that's going to have an effect on us because that affects us more than any other team in the league, I believe. When we had fans come back into the stadiums, there was an uplift in our performances. If that happens again, end of February or beginning of March, and we've got fans back in the stadium, that can lift us, even if it's 5%, 10%, that can lift us to another level. So, yeah, that's as positive as I can be, really.
No, mate, and I think you're right. I think if we were spoilt last year, weren't we, when we ran away with it, and we were, God knows how many points clear this time last year. I think it was, something like 15, wasn't it? Something like that. And the gap, that's 6 points now at the minute, Matt, it's 6 points, and that in a normal year under normal circumstances, you'd take that, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? But Matt, in your opinion, I've asked Mick, I'll ask you: are we in a top 4 battle, or is the league still a possibility for you personally?
No, the league's always a possibility. 6 points it's 6 points. People are going to drop points left, right, and centre. I think it's hard to be positive after that. Let's be honest,
true.
Hard to be positive after the month of performances that we've had. But I will say that when we had the Verge and the Gomez injuries, I thought we'd be a lot further away than 6 points. So I'll take that. And the only thing that I can say about losing the home record is that, look, there's no pressure for the next home game. Just fucking go out and win. Like, you don't have to worry about keeping a record going. Just go out and start making a new one. Because if we don't fix this sharpish, it's gonna turn into a top 4 battle, and that's when it's gonna get worrying.
Fair enough, mate. Tim, final word from you on that. Are we in a top 4 battle, or has the league gone? What's your opinion on it?
No, I don't think the league's gone. Definitely not. I think that we've put ourselves in a position where it's going to be tough from here on out to keep up with the likes of a Man City, especially the way they're playing at the moment. But at the same time, we might hit a vein of form right at the right time. Harder might come in mid-February, and it might turn our season on its head. But look, it's doom and gloom at the moment. We've lost our home record. We haven't won in 4 or 5 games. I can't remember the last time we scored a goal. But it's that. If we win the title, we'll look back and think, "Oh my God, this is so much sweeter than the previous year." I'm not gonna just pack it in just quite yet. No way.
Fair enough, mate. I just hope Diogo Jota comes back and Thiago gives him assists, just so can hear you two say Thiago to Jota. That's I'm well for that. Just love it when you two say both their names.
I think we need a bit of luck as well, I think we were shit tonight and we probably deserve to lose, but we need there's a few chances where it's ricocheted across the box and it's fell to a Burnley player, they've cleared it out for a corner. All we need is that to fall to a player, not Bobby ideally at the minute, anyone else, or Origi. Anyone else, and it's 1-0 and we go 1-0 up, and then we can just sit on that and go, right, fuck it, we'll take a 1-0 win. And that's what we need at some point. ASAP.
Because you smashed that as well. Trent drills a ball in, it ricochets off Bobby, goes goal bound. Nick Pope knows fuck all about it, and it just hits Pope and goes out for a corner. Whereas any other day that ricochets in the back of the net. It does. It's bad performances and bad luck hitting at the same time.
Yeah. It is. But hopefully, go on, Tim. Sorry, go on. Last bit.
Well, I was just going to say, we do have to give Nick Pope some props.
Massive credit.
He made some big saves. Exactly. But yeah, he's. There's a couple of saves there where I think that if there was anyone else in goal, I think Trent and Salah probably would have caught out most keepers at the near post there. I think he did well to keep those out. So, yeah, credit to Nick Pope. That's two games in a row at Anfield now where he showed up and just looked absolutely world class. So, yeah, just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for that. Yeah, nice one. Sound all right, boys. Well, listen, again, I'm glad we did it because I feel a little bit better. I do. I'm going to go to bed quite. I'm still fucking pissed off. I'm not fucking pissed off, yeah. We might be there on Sunday for the game before the FA Cup. We might do. It's a change of competition. We might bring something else. But everybody, just stay off fucking Twitter. Stay off social media. Watch Netflix. Watch Amazon Prime. There's some good shit out there at the minute. Don't look at the league table. Let's look at it at the end of Feb. Champions League back next month as well. Love yous. See y'all later.